so welcome back to my channel. I'm Hannah. This is So Much Design with Hannah. If you're new here, welcome. If you're one of my current subscribers, thank you so much for watching and coming back to watch my videos. If you have yet to subscribe, please do me a big favor and hit that little notification bell. It would mean the absolute world to me. And Google also appreciates, and please give it some thumbs up love too. Yes, I would highly recommend maybe you watch part 1 of my Italian vlogs, where we had a fabulous visit to the Fendi Palazzo in Milano. We're on a ferry, we're going to go to Portofino. We're in Rapallo. Look at this beautiful coastline. And we are off! I love a boat trip. And look at this beautiful, beautiful Italian coastline. Wow, wow, wow! There's only one ferry stop en route to Portofino, and it's Santa Margherita Liguri. How gorgeous is this too? Yeah, the Italian coastline just does that. Look at the colours. Portofino. Portofino, of course, is famous for these colourful pastel buildings, and I have to say, it takes my breath away every time, you guys. How picture postcard perfect is it? This is the first time we've arrived by boat, and I am loving it. Look at this, you guys! Amazing! Exactly, and now it's leaving. The idol of Valletta is leaving. And yes, there is a bit of luxury shopping here too, though we are not going to be shopping. We are just going to be soaking in the beauty of the place. Look at all of these fancy cars, there's some kind of race. And this is the view. This looks like the perfect spot under the parasols. It's quite a hot day, you guys. Look how fantastic. We're just having a little coffee and a little chat. How beautiful is this? So wonderful. Opposite from where we're sitting, you can see the Castello Brown, a castle from the 16th century, and then there's a peak of the church, which is the San Giorgio church. A little side street. That looks like a cute little shop with embroidery, and next door, Saint Laurent. Little Iris hand on my Queen's shop in orange. Fabulous. Aren't these little streets just so super cute? Love the colours of the shops, and the vibe is fantastic. 100% Capri. It does look like Capri. Focaccia alla gola.
No, not at all.
Camogli. Camogli. What a view. It's hard to believe that we're in the middle of October and everybody's swimming, but it is super hot today.
I've still got music.
Just like Portofino, Camogli is also a little Italian fishing village, essentially, and a sought-after resort for tourists and Italians alike. So we are on our next leg of our Italian adventure. Next up is going to be Ravenna. And right now we are on Bologna train station and we're just waiting for our train to arrive. So we've never been to Ravenna before, so this is a new little adventure for us. Hoping to see all of the fabulous mosaics and a lot of culture, some good food, probably not that much shopping I suspect. It's all about culture vulturing. So if that's something you're interested in, come along. And hopefully this video will give you a few tips if you're fancying a trip to Ravenna. I think it's fair to say that we've been a little bit surprised by the volume of people. It has felt really busy in Italy, and we are actually outside of season, so we are on that kind of period in October that they call kind of the shoulder holiday period, because it kind of bridges the really peak summer period with the winter period. And we normally travel October, November for that reason, also because we don't have kids, so we don't have to go during a certain time. But it has been really, really busy. The Portofino trip, very, very busy, but still very enjoyable, but really kind of surprised, to be honest. And also the trains have been super packed. So yeah, so maybe things are changing slightly with the shoulder season being much more popular with people in general. So and the weather is really like summer. We packed for autumn. Yeah, I know. Which was a bit of a disaster. So the summer clothes we should have packed more of because it's really quite warm. Actually, very warm. But we are managing. So that's another thing to consider, that weather is changing and it is generally much warmer than I guess you would expect. I think the temperature's been around 25 degrees, which is certainly hotter than I expected. We expected about sort of 19, 20 maybe. Not complaining, but we didn't pack as well as we should for this type of weather, that's for sure. We have arrived in Ravenna and we're going to have a bit of dinner now. I'll give you a room tour later so you can see where we're staying. It's actually quite cute. Yeah, we'll see what you think when I show you around. But Ravenna looks like quite a nice little compact town. So more to come. And this is the traditional bread of the region. The Taran platter.
This is like a pea.
And this is our stay, our little hotel, Marty's Residence, which is very centrally located. Little bit of a dining room area for breakfast, and then we've got the corridor going out to the courtyard.
Thank you.
You too. And this is our room. for a few nights here in Ravenna. It's good morning from Ravenna. I'm in our courtyard here in the hotel we're staying in. Isn't this lovely? It's a little bit of a cloudy morning, but it's going to evaporate, no doubt. And we are going to go off and explore all of the Byzantine mosaics. And of course, you're coming along if you want to. So, let's go. Open the door to the world. And this is our little street. Super, super quiet. So you can see here, and down at the end there, there's one of the really, really old churches that we'll go and look at later. Yeah, so Ravenna is quite compact and walkable. So we are hoping that we're going to be able to do pretty much everything in one day. So this is the test, you guys, whether we can. But it feels feasible. The big square APPOLLINARA. As you can see, it's a grey sky today, but it will probably lift. It's still really early morning. I haven't seen them, I don't think. Royal Blanche. Yeah, these just caught my eye in the window, you guys. If we get time, maybe I'll come back and try them on because they're pretty cool. This is where we're headed right now. It's pretty beautiful. And you've got all of the cobble streets here as well. You won't believe this, you guys. Look at this. The blue pattern here is called Garden of Eden. You can kind of see it here.
Yeah. Oh, you can see it just there, the light there.
The mausoleum was built in 425. Can you imagine? It's all tiny, tiny mosaics.
We've come at a really good time, by the way.
Yeah, we have. We were here early.
We've got
right?
an hour, a cruise party have just arrived.
Yeah, we were here early, and that seems to have paid off. And also, obviously, we're a bit later in the year. But that was
incredible.
Absolutely mind-blowing. I have to say, I felt a bit emotional. Absolutely. I don't know. I mean, I'm a bit gobsmacked right now. I might be able to say something more, in depth, eloquent later. But that really kind of took my breath away. The way that they had painstakingly put in those mosaics, colour by colour in the patterns, and I'll put some clips in and you'll get a sense of it. But you really have to see it in person. It's quite overwhelming. And the age of it, you just, incredible. So, this has been a bit of a lifelong
wish list for you,
lifelong dream for me to see this, to be honest. Always saw it in the history books as I was a kid, reading art history, and this is just amazing. Amazing. Next we're going to look inside Basilica of SAN VITALE. Can't wait. So as in the mausoleum, you can see here the windows. They've got this kind of gold tinting on them to give it this kind of ethereal light. And this is the floor of the basilica. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. look at the marble columns. But wait for the top. Look, look, look.
It's quite something, isn't it?
Look at this, guys. I'm actually crying now.
Yeah.
I'm having a little cry, you guys. This is just so beautiful and incredible. And literally feel so in awe of seeing this. I'll show it to you, of course, in detail, but this is just... These are all mosaics. These mosaics are considered some of the absolute most important examples of Byzantine art and architecture, and of course UNESCO World Heritage Site. Incredible. And this beautiful lady I have been admiring in the history books for years is of course Empress Theodora. And here we've got Justinian I, the emperor, and with all the gold background to the mosaics. But look at the clothing as well, the draping, the patterns, the use of colour is just incredible. Whew, unbelievable. I feel so privileged, so grateful that we've been able to visit this in our lifetime. And I hope that it will be preserved for many, 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 many hundred years, thousands of years to come, because this is like history on another scale. And the craftsmanship, and somebody, as you know, that absolutely love design, the design details, the craftsmanship, it's just mind-blowing. Of course, we've also been several times to the Basilica in Venice, St. Mark's Square, which is equally impressive, but in a completely different way. And I can't explain the difference. But this just, I think the mausoleum in particular, when both my husband and I walked in, we kind of gasped, literally gasped. We also saw a similar little mausoleum in a small Italian town called Lodi, not far from Milan, which had the same effect on us. It was very compact, just with this mosaic, almost like the night sky. Yeah, I got really emotional, as you saw. It's just, yeah, I'm going to say a lot. Mind-blowing, excited, grateful. But we have to be so grateful that we've got these things in our lives. And I know my channel is about luxury goods and things like that in particular. But this, you guys, this is the luxury of life, in my opinion. These experiences, these historical sites, they are the real luxuries that we all should appreciate and really make sure they're preserved. It's so important. So yes, absolutely. First Ravenna recommendation, go to the mausoleum and go to the Basilica. Every single Ravenna tip, guidebook, whatever will say that. But yes, go here. See it for yourself. And this is our next stop. Battistero Neoniano.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I absolutely butchered that. So the Baptistry of Neon map. Let's head inside and see what treasures we find. And this is stunning, and apparently the best preserved baptistry in the world.
So this one was, I guess you kind of like think, you compare it and think, well, the other two places were better. The Mausoleum was the best for me.
Yeah,
This
definitely.
was very nice. This is
I mean, again, this is really beautiful.
yeah.
But once you've seen the other two,
Yeah.
you're a little bit like,
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah, I think glad we saw the other two first, but Mausoleum was the best.
Yeah, so far. So time to sit down and just have a little coffee stop. We've already managed quite a bit actually, which is super good. I can't recommend this highly enough, you guys, to be honest. Sorry if I'm looking a bit tired. It's because I am. I had a poor night's sleep, but never mind that. All of this culture, design, inspiration just really warms my heart. So yeah, really, really recommend Ravenna if you come to Italy and you can make it work with your trip. Make sure you visit here as part of your Italian adventure, because it really is something really, really special that you're never going to experience anywhere else. So a nice coffee, and then we are sharing a little treat. Looks rather delicious. So a couple of souvenir items, mosaic socks, and a little pouch that says Ravenna. Another pair of souvenir socks and a book. And I think we also had a magnet, so yeah. So we're down in this basement and it is Roman mosaics on the floor that they uncovered. They're incredible. I'll put some clips so you can see it better. So this is the residential house that they found underneath when they were doing some digging. Is that right, babes?
Yeah, they did some archaeological digs in the early 90s.
And this is all Roman. And they found two houses and a street in between. How incredible. Mercato, Ravenna. And we're just going to walk through. And then they've just been making the traditional pasta, which is the capelletti. Look how delicious they look. All handmade, you guys. Nice. There you go. 1 kilo, €30. So we're in the Mercato, Coperto, and we're going to have a little bit of lunch. I think I'm going to go for the Mediterranean salad. And that should set us up for the rest of the day. So it's lunchtime. We have had so many impressions already. I think our cultural glass is really filling up. But it's been magnificent. There's a few more stops that we are going to make and have a look at. One of them is going to be super spectacular, I think. So yeah, stay tuned. Like how they gave us bread in a little paper bag, one each. And of course we've got the olive oil and the balsamico modena. Salad looks pretty good, and that is the homemade pasta, which looks fantastic. And this is a Byzantine basilica, also created by the Byzantine Emperor Justinian I. So we are now in the Basilica APPOLLINARA NUOVO, I think. I'll put it on the screen. But we've got even more fabulous mosaics here. Look here. It's a procession. It's all gold. And I'll show you the close-ups. It is. Wow. And these mosaics depict the palace of Theodoric. And here we have the 3 wise men with the red caps. And this is Dante's tomb here in Ravenna. And then there's a Dante museum. So we take a seat in Piazza Popolo to have a little drink. And before that we explored the shops. So the verdict on the shops in Ravenna is it's not a shopping city or town, because it is a town really. No, this is for culture, for food maybe, but definitely not a shopping destination. So I think the only luxury store that I've seen is Max Mara. Otherwise they've been like little boutiques and cute enough and all of that, but nothing really of interest, I would say. We did see a shoe shop, which I showed a little clip of. And we went in there. I wanted to see if I could get those kind of cow print type shoes. And I think we were met with quite a frosty sales assistant. It made me think of Paris in the days when Parisians definitely didn't like people speaking English. That was kind of the reception. So whether she had a bad day or not, who knows? But the conclusion was we didn't buy anything. Yeah, there was a possibility of me buying at least 1 pair of shoes and my husband also buying a pair, so it would probably have been a good little sale for her, but as in Pretty Woman, we will just go somewhere else. But our next stop is Roma, so who knows, we might find some shoes there, or maybe we'll just wait until we get back to London, because it's not like we need them. And I would recommend that if you plan a trip to Ravenna and you're really interested in the mosaics and all of those fantastic sites, 1 full day is enough. You don't really need any more time, to be honest. We were debating a little bit if we were here for a bit longer. It could be a little bit what to do next. Of course, Ravenna is not that far from the sea, so there is that opportunity to go to the seaside if you are here. But aside from that little blip in the shopping experience, we've had the most wonderful day. This is our next leg. Rome, here we come. As you can see, we're on the train and we have just got on the train at Bologna. And our next stop is Roma. Can't wait, can't wait. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on part 3 from Roma.